When you go black, thoughts will come from every direction. Don't judge your thoughts. Take it for what they're worth. The past is in the past. And why am I going to worry about the future if it's not even here? I don't know if I'm going to be in the future to begin with. So who cares? Why should I worry about that? Does that make sense? I survived 8 minutes in hell. About 15 years ago, I went to a self-defense instructor certification course in New York. In order to graduate, I needed to survive 8 minutes in hell. So the 8 minutes in hell consisted of me fighting 10 other guys. Most of those guys were bigger than me. Some of them were masters in taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, a bunch of wrestlers. So it was a pretty good encounter, to say the least. So those 8 minutes, what they do, they blindfolded me and they spin me around. When they remove the blindfold from me, all the lights are out and have disco lights. And music is just blasting. I mean, the music was coming out of every single wall. It was so loud. So I was totally disoriented. I was out of my element. So at that moment, one of those big guys picks me up like I was a piece of paper and slams me against the ground. Once I hit the ground, I was like, oh brother, it's gonna be a long 8 minutes. So when I get up, somebody comes from behind and kicks my back. Another guy pushes me against a wall. So at that very moment, I told myself, go black, go black. So the concept of going black, in order to embrace it, I need to do 3 things. Let go of my ego, let go of my obsessions, and finally, let go of any type of self-pity and blaming emotions that I had. Once I did that, and I became black, it all happened to me. So what did I do at first? Instead of fighting 10 guys from the entire room coming at me from different directions, I grouped them into 2 groups of 5. So then my brain starts operating differently. Okay, I'm fighting 2 instead of 10. Then from those 2, I'll put them into 1 unit. I was fighting 1 individual right there in front of me. And then it goes even deeper, because that individual I was fighting, once I became black, totally black, came out to be myself. I was fighting myself. So I had to let go of my ego. Okay, Orlando, you have fought many fights in the back. You'll be able to take care of this. No. It was about being in the moment. I need to stop thinking about the past. Okay, Orlando, you're obsessed with doing this and doing that. Why don't you come back and do this combination, that combination? No, had nothing to do with that combination, the other combination. I was fighting myself. I was fighting my worst enemy because I knew all my moves and everything else. So everything just became clear and self-evident. To make a long story short, after the 8 minutes, I did pretty well and I was able to obtain that certificate. During the years, I have struggled many times when I go to pray. Why is that? Because instead of being one with the Lord, being in total solitude, I keep getting hit from every single direction with different thoughts and different emotions from the past, because those became my obsessions. Also, I was blaming people for where I was in life. I was never satisfied. I was never happy. So instead of me being one with the Lord, I was feeling sorry for myself and also being obsessed with things that they did not really matter at that moment. Listen, when it comes to prayer, it's between you and the Lord, your spirit and His spirit. You align the 2 of them together so you can be in that constant communication with the Lord. But yet, I kept letting everything else influence the way I will be thinking. When you pray, you don't think. It's that simple. You don't think. When you go black, thoughts will come from every direction. Don't judge your thoughts. Take it for what they're worth. The past is in the past. And why am I going to worry about the future if it's not even here? I don't know if I'm going to be in the future to begin with. So who cares? Why should I worry about that? Does that make sense? So the principle of going black takes these 2 routes right here. Number 1, find a place of solitude. Find a place you can go and pray by yourself. That place, it could be anywhere within your room. Go for a walk. You pray as you walk. Go to the park. And then what happens is this though. As soon as you start getting those thoughts, things getting you off track from having that private conversation with the Lord, know what they are. When you return home or when you finish praying, write them down on a piece of paper. Find out where they come from. When you put things in a piece of paper, then you're taking away the pictures You attach to them, that they're so anchored into your being. That's the problem with thoughts. We anchor thoughts with pictures. Write them down, looking for what it's worth, take that paper and throw it out in the garbage. So let's say tomorrow when you go pray again, if the same feelings come, you already know what to do. It's not even worth for me to spend my time on that. Let me get back to the Lord. If a couple of the thoughts come to you, write them down on your journal, on a piece of paper. Do the same thing too. And there will come a moment that you're totally black with the Lord. As a matter of fact, during the day, practice that. As you're doing the dishes, doing the laundry, washing your car, just silence everything around you. Turn the music off, turn the TV off. Just focus on what you're doing and get on the Spirit. Now remember, please go to a place of solitude. Make it a point. Plan it, prepare it, and execute. Plan your prayer. Plan it. Plan where you're gonna go. Prepare. Get ready. You will be attacked. Jesus was attacked when he tried to pray. When he went to the desert for those 40 days and 40 nights. The devil tempted him. Who do you think is tempting you when you're trying to pray and be one with the Lord? It's the devil. Let me read this to you. Luke chapter 4, verse 1 and 2, and verse 14 and 15. After Jesus was baptized, he spent 40 days praying in the wilderness. After this, while he was at the desert, he was tempted by Satan. So Jesus was hungry. Jesus was thirsty. Jesus was cold at night. His body was really, really beat up. And yet the devil came to tempt him 3 times. We know who won that battle. Jesus did. Why is that? He went to the sword. He went to the mighty word of God. That's how Jesus won. He was deliberate. He was absolutely deliberate. Deliberate about praying and staying in prayer, staying one with the Lord, with his Father, with our Father. Let me read you one more about going to that place of solitude. Okay? From Galatians 5, verse 16. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. That's what I said to you. Let us keep in step with the Spirit. The little things you do, just be in the Spirit. Turn your phone off. Turn the TV off. If you're doing even like putting shoe polish in your shoes, washing your car, doing the dishes, silence everything around you. Just be like, you know what, God, let me just talk to you. Praying is a conversation with God. Just talk to him. Just talk to him. He's your dad. Just talk to him like, have a conversation with him. Don't let anything interrupt you. Now let's go back to the principle of going black. How you need to be ready when that time comes. And we're gonna read from Ephesians 6, verse 10 and 18. I love this. The armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. So when you're trying to pray and those thoughts come to you, that's the devil. Guys, I'm telling you right now, the devil is real. If you're trying to have a conversation with the Lord, when you go to that place of solitude to pray, he's going to come at you. So you have to definitely prepare. Get ready. Plan. You want to talk to the Lord and execute. How do you execute? Push everything else out of the way. Let it come and go. Take notes after you come back from praying. And the next day, make it better and better and better. Improve. And finally, verse 18, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. Pray in the Spirit at all times. Change your routine. If when you come home, first thing you do, you turn the TV on, sit down, have dinner. Change your routine. If you're used to going outside washing your car, guys, change your routine. Turn the radio off. Just pray. If you used to put on your headphones on when you go for a run to listen to music or whatever, change your routine. Be in silence. Remember what I told you. The only way for me to survive those 8 minutes in hell was to go black and to fight my worst opponent, which was myself. God bless you.